Welcome back to our third lesson on transformations. And today we're going to look at translations, how we can translate a shape. Now, translate means move a shape from one point to the other, keeping that shape exactly the same, facing the same way, the same size, not changing anything about it except its location. Now, when we're asked to translate a shape, we're not told which direction to move it in words. We are given a vector that looks like this. Now, this vector is not to be confused with a coordinate. A coordinate is a stationary point. A vector tells us how far and what distance we're going to move something. Now, you'll notice with a vector, the numbers are on top of each other. Now, the number on top tells us if we're going to be moving left or right. And it does that by, if it's positive, it means we're going to move this way across our grid. And if it's negative, we're going to move that way. Now, the bottom number tells us if we're going up or down. Now, if it's positive, it means we're going up. And if it's negative, it means we're going down. So let's imagine I was stood at this point. And I was told they want to translate me by the vector 2, 3. So this vector is shown in the video now. What that means is I would move 2 to the right as you look at me, or 2 to my left. So that's 1, 2. And then 3 up. So 1, 2, 3. And I've translated myself by using the vector 2, 3. Now, it could be asked to translate myself from this point in the direction -3, -1. But that means I'd go this way because it's -3, 1, 2, 3, and -1, which means I go down 1. I could also be asked to move in a vector -1, 0. So -1 means I move this way, and 0 means I don't go up or down. I just stay here. So that's how we can use our vectors. That's 3 different vectors. But usually we're not asked to translate people. Usually we're asked to translate shapes on a grid. So let's get our grid back from the last 2 lessons. And now let's put a shape on it. Let's put ourselves a square right here. Now we've got this square, and we may well be asked to translate a shape. And this could well be our shape. And we could actually translate it by using this vector here, 3, 2. So what that means is we want to move this shape 3 squares this way and 2 squares up. Now, the easiest way to do it is let's pick a point on this square. So let's pick that point there, and we'll just move that point. So let's show us moving it that way and then up. So this point was the top left point of our shape. So it still needs to stay the top left, because remember what I said at the beginning, we want to keep that shape exactly the same size, direction, facing, and everything. So that point that we picked out to move has to stay exactly the same location, the same top left. So that still has to be the top left of our shape. So now we draw the rest of the shape exactly the same, keeping that in the top left. Can you see now we've now moved that shape all the way across by the number given us at the top of the vector. Because it was positive, we went that way. And then we moved it up, because again, that number was positive, so we moved it up that many squares. And we've successfully translated our shape. Now let's have a look at this shape. Slightly different now, sort of an L shape. And we're going to translate this shape, -3, -4. So I'm going to pick one corner of my shape, and I'm going to move it this direction towards me because it's negative. So I'm coming this way. As you look at it, you'll be moving left. So we'll move the shape in the negative direction. 1, 2, 3. And now it's -4. So it's got to go down 4 squares. So we go down 1, 2, 3, 4. So our points here, and let's remember where that point was on our shape. So that shape has to be drawn exactly the same, and that point has to still remain in exactly the same place. So when we redraw the shape, there it is. Let's do one more example. Let's put our shape on the origin this time. And let's just have a triangle. And let's move this shape -2, 1. So we move it 2 directions in the negative direction, so that way, left as you look at it, 1, 2. and then up 1. And that's translations, ladies and gents. The hardest things with a translation is reading the vector. The vector tells us the direction. If it's positive, it's traveling that direction. If the top number is positive, that is, it's traveling that direction. And if the top number is negative, it's traveling in that direction. Because you look at our x-axis, we travel up the positives and we travel down towards the negatives. And if the bottom number is positive, we're going up the y-axis. And if the bottom number is negative, we're going down the y-axis. So ladies and gents, that's transformations. Do please now give the worksheet a go. I've attached it in the description. And if you have any question, please do comment or send me a message. Please don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And until the next lesson where we look at enlargements, have a great day.